いしょ。はい。皆様こんばんは。機械生命体 Vtuber57 番こといつなです。本日は、スタンリーパラブルウルトラデラックス。バカみたいな棒読み日本語読み英語やっちゃった。をやります。なんか、ウルトラデラックスがアーリーアクセス終わって、本売りになったのかななんかでセールかかってたっていうのもあって、あとは前からね動画を見て知っていたので、ちょうどいいしやるかということでやります。ということでコメント読もうね。テヌイトさん、イサギさん、カイトさん、こんばんは。こんつなです。このゲームここに来る前にいろいろ設定周りとか、スタンリーパラブルやったことありますかみたいなのがあったんだけど、その辺は終わらせました。やったことありますかに関しては、まあ動画見たことはあるけどやったことはないから、いい家にしとくかと思っていい家にしました。あれが何に関わってくるのかわかんないけど。そう、始める前に、あれです、1400人になりました。皆様ありがとうございます。今後ともよろしくお願いします。なんか1周年じゃないよ、それ3周年だわ。3周年までに1500人いけるといいな。またショート動画とかいろいろ投稿していくのでよろしくお願いします。やるか、スタンリー。ということで、セッティングは、まあ大丈夫やろう。言語は日本語。字幕有効。やりますか。まあなんとなく私、ゲーム自体はさっきも言った通り動画を見たので知っているので、けど、自分でやるのはね、初めてなので。あ、ここは英語なんで。ストーリーの説明。音でかくない？音ちっちゃくできない。まあいいや。これでいけるか。
And he pushed buttons on the keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in. As though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
もう動かせる。コントローラー感度バカ高い。ちょっと待ってね。字幕のサイズとか変えれたわ。大きくしようね。カメラ感度ここじゃん。このぐらいでいいんじゃないですか。高い。カメラ感度くんどうなってんの？ゼロってさ、まあ、なるほどね。ゼロでこのぐらいか。じゃあゼロです。まあ、スタンリーパラブルというゲーム、ナレーションをしてくれていた人がナレーションをしてくれるからその通りに進んだり進まなかったりするゲームなんで。なんか君滑るね。なんか滑るね。キー入力床が滑る。掃除が行き届いている。出るか。出てどこ行けって言われたっけ？忘れちゃった。時計が別に今の時間。滑るからどこかを見るという行為が非常に難しいんですけど。 マジで摩擦点数めちゃめちゃ低いんだけど。何ここ。
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
開けてー。
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
開けて。出ちゃったら入れなくなるの。不便だな。なんかないか
No
な。
matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a
ある
trace
じゃん、
of
痕
his
跡。あ、
co-workers.
消えちゃった。消しちゃった。セーブされてた今の作業。大丈夫？私知らないよ。私知らない。誰もいないのに電源ついてたから消してあげただけだもん。知らない。会議室ってどこ？あ、サメ肌さん、いざゆさん、こんばんは。こんつなです。消してあげようね。私だったら切れるけどね、これ。はあ。違う音した。コンピューターを消して回ろうね。会議室どこ？誰もいない。誰もいない。
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he
とん
entered
だ
the
迷
door
惑
on
行為
his
できた。
left.
いや、だってついてたから善意ですよ、これは善意。私の善意。ちょっと否定してほしくないな、そこは。まあ私もされたら切れるけどさ。左の方。左の方。左の、一旦ね、従ってみよう。一旦。ああ。ああ。ああこれでも操作できる。これは皆さんには伝わってないと思うんですけど、右クリックで勝手にスタンリー君前進してくれるので面白いね。あ、9割完成していた作業データが、それ保存してない方が悪い。
Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
ミーティングスケジュール。いや、もうそれは自動バックアップ取ってない方が悪いよ。これ消せない？これ消せ、勝手に変わる。イエーイ。妨害行為。私の影映らない。スタンリーってもしかして存在してない？透明人間？もしかして見えてないのはみんなじゃなくて私の方？認識阻害ってこと？か。
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
上司誰もいないよ。あ、でもこれなんか見たことある気がする。これ知ってる気がする。これ知ってる気がする。上司。
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this, what dark secret was being held from him. What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
じゃあスタンリー君はでもスタンリー君は知らないからみたいな話。あれこっからどうにかできる方法あるかな？
Stanley just sat around twiddling his thumbs. Trying to input anything on the device was useless, since he could never possibly know that the combination was 2845.
なんかもらった。Get your first achievement. PL は知ってても PC は知らんからな。PC は、スタンリーは知らねえんだよ。私はあくまで PL。開けてー開けてーあ、ちゃんと左を押したら左から音するし、右を押したら右から音する。開いちゃったー
And Stanley got the hell along with the story. Well, what did he do?
あれあれ開いちゃった。開いちゃった。 ほいちょ。これはこれで別で開いたりはしませんか？しませんね。そういうわけではない。開いちゃった。開いちゃった。ちょっと、ここどこ？奈落クリティカル出しちゃった。紐出しバンジーってことですか？入社試験いや、入社はしてるわ。もしかして、わかった。ここを飛び降りたら昇進させてくれるんだな。そういうことでいいんだな。なあ。これ立ってんの？どう見てもアウトだろ。あ、びっくりした。床全然見えないから、これ明るさマックスにしてるんだけど、それでも見えないから、床ないのかと思っちゃった。あ、ブレスさん、こんつなです。こんばんは。2階級特進ってやつ。2階級特進だと思ったんだけど、床あったわ。
Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of
一旦ね、
emotion in his
ナレーターさん
chest,
の指示に
as
従
though
って
he
みましょ
felt
う。
more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his
日本
job.
語が難し
Why
い。
did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
これ帰れる？もしかして。一旦、
Whoops. Nope. Never mind. Stanley actually got back into the elevator and went back out.
帰れるんかい。
Why did Stanley do that when he knew that it would just
帰れ
lead
る
back
ん
to
かい。
his boss's office? Well, that's a great question. I just can't wait to
この
find
ゲーム
out.
自由度が高くていいゲームだな。ただいま上司の部屋。反応しなくなっちゃった。反応しなくなっちゃった。エレベーターにずっと乗ってたらなんか言ってくれるかなって思ったんだけど、反応しなくなっちゃった。そっか。悲しいな。じゃあ帰るか。
Here we are, Stanley. It's your boss's office.
ただいま。
Exactly the way it was before you got onto the elevator. It's still just exactly what it is. What a decision you've made to come up here and look at the office again. This has fleshed out the plot of the story in new and fascinating ways I could have never anticipated. It's that keen eye for storytelling that you have, an incisive rapid fire of critical plot points, one after the other, weaving a rich tapestry of uncompromising narrative. Wow. I'm bolted to the edge of my seat.
いや、ここにコップが3つあるってことは3人ここに来てたってことなんですよ。だからどうしたって話なんですけど、いや、あそこも3つ。皿も3枚。そのうち2枚は同じ柄。1人仲間外れがいたってことですか？で、どうすんだよ、これ。なあ、ジャンプキーの割り当てあったのにジャンプできないんだけど。なあ。おかしくないかなあ。ジャンプさせろ、ジャンプ。開けろ。仲間に入れてあげよう。どこの？一緒に来るかい？仲間外れの一人。ジャンプできない。また押せるようになってる。はーい、色。そこしか行くとこねえからだよ。誰も開けてくんねえもん。誰も開けてくれないんだから仕方がないじゃないか。ところでリンヘイさんもこんばんは。だってそこまでジャンプすることないし。 それはそうかもしれん。いや、あるあるある。例えば、上司の言うことに不満があるときとかに、こう、地団打を踏んでうまくいかなかったときに両足でジャンプして自分の意を表明する。とかさ。ところでここに赤く光っているボタンがあるわけですけど、ボタンが光ってたらさ、押したくなるじゃん。なあ。
Did you think we were going to go forward down the
その職場幼稚園。
corridor? No. It's time once again to go back up in the
やだやだやだやだ、この
I
仕事や
can't
りた
even
くない。
begin to grapple with what might
Bum,
be
bum,
up
bum.
there. Is it the boss's office again? Or what if it's the boss's office this time? The suspense is killing me.
うるせえうるせえ。ボタンが光ってる方が悪いんだよ。ボタンが光ってねえのが悪いんだよ。だってさ、扉開けさせてくださいよ。ね、扉が。
Oh my god. It's the boss's office.
うるせえ、腹立つな。
This absolutely changes everything for me.
開けろ開けろ開けろ。
Give me a time out here for a minute while I process this.
はあ。水の緑さんがコーヒー飲んでる。コーヒーかこれ、泥水かもしれん。
Okay, I'm ready.
ただい
I'm
ま。
prepared to embrace this stunning revelation and to move forward with... No! No, wait!
開けて開けて開けて開けて開けて。
I need more time to process.
はあ。戻された。違うんです。扉を開けさせてくれたら私はそれでいいんです。なんで返してくれないんですか？時間をください。かっこ強制。すべての操作を拒否され
All
た。
right. I have fully come to terms with it. I have made space in my worldview for this astonishing new reality. As before, I turn to your expert eye for gripping narrative,
扉
Master
開け
Stanley.
て。一緒に遊ぼう。どうして出してくれないの？出してくれない方が悪いだろこれは。監禁されてるよ。エルサかあの
Of
場合。
course. Going back down in the
エルサ
elevator.
監禁されてる
How
よ。
did I not anticipate it? I mean, sure, now it's obvious, but you have to understand that 30
遅くない？
seconds ago, this kind of thing had never been attempted before. I had no frame of reference to
確かに
even
監禁されたのこの場合アナだな。
That's
喋ってん
just
の。
how revelatory Stanley's decision-making is. A breath of
監禁され
fresh
た
air in a landscape of storytelling that has grown stale and repetitive.
遅くないエレベーター。てかエレベーター一番下まで行かずにさ、どっかで止まってくれたらそれでいいんですよ。なあ。気にならないか？私はさ、気になるよ。な。最初の今回はとりあえずナレーターの指示に従おうという意思はどこに行ってしまったん
I
でしょう
just
か。
thought of something. Hold on, let's stop for a minute.
エレベーター途中で止めないで。エ
Don't you realize?
レベーター途
It's
中で
the
止めない。怖怖
anticipation,
怖怖。
Stanley. You and I, we have no way of knowing what will be at the top of this elevator.
怖い怖い怖い。
But the suspense, the agony of waiting and anticipating and having to guess, that's the real thrill. Oh, I simply don't want to let that feeling go. It's so precious, so
エレ
fleeting.
ベーター途中で止めないでも
Why
らってい
don't
いで
we
すか、そ
take
れより。
this elevator ride nice and slow?
おっ
There
そ
we go. Isn't this
遅
so
い
much more
遅いです。
exciting,
も
you
っと
know,
早くしてくださ
Stanley?
い。
It seems like
勢い勢い。
nowadays the only thing that
フリーフォールぐらいの
audiences
勢いでお願い
want
しま
is to be
す。
shocked as loudly and frequently as possible. They want big, explosive moments flung right in their faces
皆
from
さ
the
ん、こん
very
にちはです。こん
moment
ばんは。あ
the
り
things
が
get
とうございます。
started. But where's the tension? Where's the trust in the audience to build a slow and nuanced appreciation for the story, the characters? Why aren't we given time to
腹
imagine
立
the surprises?
つ。
To have to think and to anticipate and then to marvel at the eventual reveal. This is storytelling.
上連打したら速くなったりしない？
What you and I are doing right now. This is the
何も聞い
most
てなかった。ごめん。何？
exciting narrative to be developed in years. And it's really all because of you. You're the one who took this bold step of revisiting the exact same locations over and over. Truly, I mean it. This is unique and different. It's not like anything else out
こ
there.
れ
You see,
英語分かったら
I
さ
want stories that
バカにしてる
surprise
ニ
me,
ュアンスとか分かったの
Stanley.
か
I want
な
to have to think. I want to be engaged and not
君
pandered
じゃなく関わっていきたいわけ
to.
よ
We're being fed
い
such
つもつまらないされ事をずっと食わされてるんだから分かりますよ
all the time, and
ね
we all know it, which is why we're so starved
チャッ
for
プで活気があって生き生きしたコンテンツに出てうるせえなお前が準備できなかったのが悪いんだろう
Because you're not afraid to spit in the face of tradition. You're a role model, you know.
的人物ですね分かるあの人々はあなたを尊敬してるのです
Oh, I didn't
あ
know
い
when
つ
to
切り出そうか
spring
迷っ
this
たん
on
だ
you,
けど
but well,
まあ
I've gathered a little press
さあ記者
conference
会
for you, so that you can talk about your work and your storytelling and your life. Yes, I know you're not much for the public eye, but I thought it would especially mean a lot to the people who have been following you from the beginning. They really look up to you, Stanley. I don't know if you realize the impact you have on them. This is the kind of gesture that might leave a tremendous impact on them
い
for
や
the
ステューピッドっ
better.
て言ったな
Oh, good, we're here.
ああ選択肢を奪われた選択肢を奪われた
Okay, the room where we're holding the press conference should be just around the corner here somewhere.
World's Helping Human Being All Tricks リビルド英語力圧 How we did it The Pyramid どのようにして私たちがピラミッドを作ったかって話をしてる作る年齢じゃないやろ Like The guy who went to Mars 誰が火星に行ったかなんだこのポスターライブオンステージスタンリー All eyes on ライブオンステージみんながスタンリーのこと見てるわーい人気者じゃん前世古代人かもしれんやったことがある記憶が残っているAn evening with world peace be
Yes, here it is, just through this
Stanley
door.
The Stanley Parable Stanley Tonight live on stage 向こうが読めない同じ嘘上が違う The man The process is the myth the legend The parable なんだここ World's first ancient machine わかんない急に雰囲気変わるじゃん
All right, are you ready? I've told them you're going to speak a little bit about the nature of surprise in storytelling and what it means to craft a truly unpredictable narrative. Oh, don't worry, you're too great. Just be yourself and speak from the heart. I'm really proud of you, Stanley. Okay, it looks like they're ready for you. Go get them.
ガンバうるせえなそこに座ればいいんですよねちょっとよくわかんないんですけどはあ闇これは深淵がこちらを覗くとき私もまた深淵をうわー違うなんか違う思ってたのと違うなるほどねここで合ってたのかあそこ控え室うるせ全然深淵じゃなかっためちゃめちゃ明るい未来だった鼓膜内だったごめんねみんな鼓膜内だったみんなごめんね私から補填はないよ保証対象外だからねなんか帰ってきちゃった帰ってきちゃった
All of his co-workers
どうも貸し切りじゃんあれ
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
私の夢はドール、
No matter
ドー
how
ルじゃない。
hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace
ドー
of
ム
his
貸し切りの
co-workers.
夢はどこに行ってしまったんですか？保証の部位はどこですか？心というものを証明できたらの話なんですけど、証明できたら心を保証します。証明は皆さんの手でお願いします。証明したという証拠を教えていただければ私が保証いたしますので、皆様よろしくお願いします。いつな保険どうぞよろしくお願いいたします。心を修復できるんですか？いや、それは心を証明できたらの話なので、皆さん頑張ってください。私は、しゃがめる。
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
ちょっとよくわかんない。本当に精神科に診断してもらってきます。心神喪失。
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
もうなんか今どういう状態かよくわかんないから、とりあえず一旦ね。
Yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
左側のドア。明らかに異質じゃない？ここだけ。ここと向こう全然違うんだけど。今までのところとここおかしくない？まあでもちょっと。
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's
何でも
incredible
首
he
がなかった
wasn't
のが信じられま
5
せん。
years ago.
いや、今まで指示待ちだったからちょっと自分の意思で考えようかなって思ったんですよ。どこ？ここ。乗るか。
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing in your trust
人の
in
心
someone
と呼ば
else
れる
can
も
be
のは
difficult,
割とも
but
し
the
くはその
fact
地域の
is that
罰
the
則に
story has been
従う
about
最低限の人
nothing
間の
but
行動原理
you
を
all this time. There's
指すもの
someone
であ
you've
り、
been neglecting,
地域や生活
Stanley.
環境、トラウマ等外部的な要因で構成された比較的曖昧な行動基盤を指すものであり、人の心とは存在しないものである。じゃあ保証対象外ですね。
I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her.
いつな保険は今日をもって終了いたします。皆様ありがとうございました。で、なんて
To put your work aside, to let her back into your
マジ
life.
で何も聞いてなかった。
She's been waiting.
マジで何も聞いてなかった。ごめんね。ね、なんてこっち行けばいいの？分かった。こっちしか行くとこないもんね。あと死ぬしかない。うわあ。
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this,
怖っ。
to reach out to her. If you can truly
誰が
place your faith in another, then pick up the phone.
私は敵じゃないよですって。アマゾンの倉庫整理ってよ。じゃあ倉庫整理やるか。あ、出れた。別な保険倒産しちゃったってこと？誰も入ってくれる人いなかったからさ。誰も入れる人がいなくてさ。やっぱ心の存在を誰も証明できなかったから。何誰
Okay, there we go.
何
All right, now I want you to come in and tell me all about your day.
うわー
Gotcha. Oh, come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife
切れそう
who'd want to commit their life to you? I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something.
切れそう
Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here.
切れそうはいちょっとよくわかんない
Sorry,
うわ
but
ー
you're in my story now.
急に来るじゃんみんな心が空っぽだから保証できなかったってそう誰もさ心の存在を証明できなかったから
This is a very sad story about the death of a man named
誰も入ってくれ
Stanley.
なかった悲しいね 成り行かなくなっちゃった。K on your keyboard.
Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential
実際
nature
とんでも
of
ない
his
仕事してると思うよ。
existence.
愛をしてください。はい。
Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's
あ
told
あ、
to do.
腹立って
Now
き
he's pushing a button. Now he's eating lunch.
腹
Now
立ってきたな。
he's going home. Now he's coming back to work. One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life.
押さなきゃいいんだな。そういうことだな。押さなかった場合、今から私たちはこの場を雑談とするしかないんですけど。どうしましょう。スタンリーと一緒に今日も過ごす。心がないなら心が空っぽだとなんでわかるんだろう。ほら、心というものの存在をみんな信じてるからさ。それが存在しない場合、心が空っぽという話になるじゃん。今日何食べました？ラムネ。私、機械生命体である以上、そんなに食事を取らないので、皆さん今日何食べました？みんな今日の晩ご飯何だった？ここは今、今日の晩ご飯を書く掲示板になったよ。物語くんが前に進めてくれないから、ここは今から掲示板です。誰だ、かすみ食ってんの。1000人おるぞ。かすみシューマイ、米と肉と肉、カレー、炊き込みご飯、焼きそば。みんな炭水化物寄りじゃない？一人1000人がいた以外はまともな答えが返ってきて私は安心しました。うちの視聴者はみんな人間か？人間かどうかはわかんねえんだわ。だって人間って証明しようがないからね。暇なんだけど。出してー出してーここから出してー冷蔵庫開けたら、そこが繋がったりしないか。ポータルみたいに。ああ、開かねえんだけど、そもそも。これ結構、進めようと思ったら結構待たないといけない？待たないといけないんだったら、ちょっと配信としておしまいだからさ、キーを押すしかないんだけど。開けろ。鮭と餃子と白米、いいもの食べてますね。皆さん、いい晩ご飯ですね。話が進まないんだけど、しゃあねえな。
In his mind, he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful. And each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him.
私のこと、僕のことバカにしてる？テレビを見るために愛をしてください。テレビどこですか？あ、テレビここですか？消えた
？First, he imagined that one day while at work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth.
お前誰だよ。
The thought excited
お
him
前誰なんだよ。
terribly. So he went further. He imagined that he came to two open doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold.
夕食の準備をするために N を押してください。
As he wandered through this fantasy world, he began to fill it with many possible paths and destinations. Down one path lay an enormous round room with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions. And down another was a game with a baby.
私これ知ってる。動画で全部見た。 これ動画で全
It
部見
was
たから
such
知
a
ってる。
wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time.
愛を伝えるために9を押してください。
But there is no answer.
は、
How could there possibly be? In reality, all he's doing is pushing
も
the
しかして
same
これ元に
buttons
戻っ
he
ていく。
always has. Nothing has changed. The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets, the more he forgets which life is the real one.
心
And
身
I'm
喪
trying
失
to
やんけ、
tell you
本当に。
this, that in this world he
壊れ
can
ちゃった。
never be anything but
スタ
an
ンリー君
observer.
壊れちゃった。も
That
と
as
もと
long
壊
as
れ
he
てたってこと。
remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop. Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it.
出勤するために N を押してください。みんなどっちがいい？押す？押さない？私はね、押すよ。
You see? Can he just not hear me? How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself? How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself?
何も質問しないために T を押して
I
ください。
suppose I can't, not in the way I want him to. But I
なん
don't
で
make
聞
the
いたんです
rules.
か？
I simply play to my
一応
intended
形だけはや
purpose,
っておい
the
た
same
方がいい
as
かなっ
Stanley.
て。
We're not so different, I suppose. I'll
ここで
try
は
once
私が絶
more
対
to
だから。
convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must. Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe this
あ、
time.
これで完全に元に戻ったの
And I
か。
tried again.
は、
And Stanley pushed a button. And I tried again. And Stanley pushed a button. And I tried.
あ、死んじゃった。スタンリー君死んじゃった。スタンリー君死んじゃった。これでまた1エンドってことですか？ほーん。まあ出勤するくらいなら知るのはしゃあない。何か抱えていらっしゃる？それだったら早めに専門家のところにかかっていただいて。なんでスタンリーを別に殺したかったわけじゃないんだけどな。なんか死んじゃった。勝手に死んじゃった。あ、出るか。
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
次行くか。次のスタンリー君はきっとうまくやってくれるでしょう。あれ、ここ光ってない。なんでだろう。逸な保険があれば。いや、あ、ここにある。おー、なんかあるな、これ。エンド回るたびに増えるか。逸な保険があればはちょっと私が保証するのはあくまで心までであって命までは保証しないのでちょっと無理です
Stanley
ね。
came to a set of two open doors.
やれ
He
行くか。
entered the door on his left.
あ、ひなたさんこんばんは。リメイク版っていうよりはなんか完成品って感じなのかな。今まであったエンディングに加えてエンディング増えてたりって感じなんですかね。私もよくわかりません。
Yet there was not a single
けどこれ
person
の方が
here
良さそうだ
either.
ったんでこれをやっています
Feeling a
私は。
wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
どうしよっかなこれこっから選択肢になるようなものあったっけ。あ、開いた。
Stanley stepped into the
これ
broom
物置
closet,
か。
but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
これ物置エンドってやつですね。あ、でも私知ってるんでいいや。気になる方はご自身でやってみ
Coming
て
to
く
a
ださい。
staircase,
じゃあ下に
Stanley
行こう
walked
ね。
upstairs to his boss's office.
どこうわー赤い。で、なんか1枚だけ色違う。紙ってだけか。なんだ。
But
車。
Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his
赤い。
boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours.
確かに出会
He
った場合
might be
怒られちゃ
fired
うか
for
らね。
that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am
12D
crazy.
4
All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all. None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he
そ
looked
れ
down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue.
同じだ
He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming! He yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt
開けて
to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually
そうこれは
gone.
夢だ
He
夢な
wasn't
んだ
going
これ
to
は
lose
きっ
his
と
job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he
これは
thought to
夢なん
himself,
だ
I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring
Maybe.
real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still
火
lucid.
の板
So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above
何
the
何
ground.
浮いた
Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical star field, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up.
浮いてない浮いてな
How
い
was he remaining so lucid? And then
これ
perhaps
ゴミ
the
多分
strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head.
EXIT
One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking?
エレベーターのボタンを
Now
押すだけ
the
の作業
voice
に
was
戻らなくていいんだ
describing itself being considered by Stanley, who
もう
found it
もうないよあの
particularly
時間は
strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me,
ああ
thinking
もうお
about
かしく
how
なっ
it's
ちゃった
describing my
もともとおかし
thoughts,
かった
he
けど
thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take
Can you keep-
responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in
歩い
his
ててもしゃ
life.
あねえな
Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock
聞いてるか
to
話
Stanley. After all, he knew for
どっ
certain,
ちだよ
without a doubt, that this was in fact a dream.
夢な
Did
の
the
か
voice
夢じゃないのか
not
どっ
seem
ちかにし
float
ろ
and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited
起きて
himself to
起き
wake
て
up.
おは
He
よ
felt
う
the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back,
実際こうい
the
う形
fresh
で目
air
っ
of
て
the world
覚めるん
outside
です
this
か
one.
なんか明晰夢とかあるじゃん
Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through
夢を
with
見て
this
るのがわ
dream.
かるみたいな
I wish it
あ
to
るっ
be
て言うじゃ
over.
んみ
Let
んな
me
どう
go
なの
back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please. It's all I want. I want my
やれる
apartment and my wife and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will
自
be
己暗
fine.
示
I am
大丈夫
okay.
じゃないよもうあ私が適当に進んでいた道に
Stanley began screaming.
夢を見てたことはわかるけど起き
Someone
たら
wake
忘れ
me
た
up. My
はいはい
name is
はい
Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black. This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
別の人の話になっちゃった
Mariella woke up on a day like any other.
え
She
誰
rose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work.
し
But on this
Stanley.
particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on
あ
the
死んじゃっ
sidewalk.
たスタンリー
Although
君
she
すぐ
would
死ぬ
soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a
そ
few
んな死ぬ
brief moments, she considered the
おもろ
strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy
す
people
ぐ死
look
ぬ
like.
じゃん
And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind.
え、
I know what is real
人の不幸を見て
and
自
what
分の幸せを再確
isn't. It
認
was
するんじゃありま
comforting
せん。
to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day. The very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
現代社会の冷たさ。せめて通報ぐらいはしてあげてくださいよ。彼にも妻と子供がいるんですかいるんですかね。ちょっと結局そこもよくわからないままなんですけど。いたっけ？
All of his co-workers were gone.
は
What could
あ。
it mean?
スタンリー
Stanley
死んじゃっ
decided to
た。
go to the
コメント打っ
meeting
てたら
room.
スタンリー君
Perhaps
死ん
he
じゃ
had
った。
simply missed a memo.
ス
No
タン
matter
リー
how
君死ん
hard
じゃっ
Stanley
た。
looked, he couldn't find a trace of his
ス
co-workers.
タンリー君すぐ死ぬ。もうちょっと強くなってスタンリー君。よし。どうしよっかな。
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to
お父さ
the
ん何の
meeting
仕
room,
事してる
and
の？
Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee
誰かを
lounge
守るための
first,
大事な
just
仕
to
事かな。
admire it.
そう思ってないとやってられんだろ、あんな仕
Yes,
事。
this room. What a beautiful room. What a gorgeous. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took
じゃあ
the
どうしよっ
first
か
open door
な。
on his left.
こっち行ってないか。こっち行くか。
And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and
エレベーターがあ
got
る。
back on track.
エレベーターがあってしまった。思っててもやってられなさ。やれるかな。
But Stanley
私
didn't want to go back to the
私
office.
割とい
He
やで
wanted
も
to wander
一
about
日やったら
and
さ
get
すがに
even
飽きそうだ。
further off track. So now, in order to get back, he needed to go
え？まだ押せ
from here. It's left.
まだ押せないな。押せなかった。悲しいな。左の扉。他の人にはできない特別な仕事ね。そうそうそう。他の人にはね、
Oh
ああ、
no, it's to the right. My mistake.
他の人にはあれほど成功にね、
No,
お父さんみたいにできないから。
no, not the right. Why would I have ever said it
お
was
なくな
to
っちゃ
the
ったエレベ
right?
ーター。
What was I thinking?
どこ行けばいい
It's
の？
clearly. Oh dear, would you hold on for a minute, please?
開けて。あ、開かねえ。これ開かねえ扉。
Let's see. We
これも
went
開かねえ
down,
扉。
right, left, down, left, right. Yep. Okay. Yes, I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely
開いた。
this way.
まあそっちしか行く当てないから行くけど。戻れないな。行くか。ああ。
No.
ここでモニターか。
This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler. Quick, Stanley, close your eyes. Okay. We just have to get back to Oh, who am I kidding? It's all rubbish now. The whole story completely unusable. How about rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning. And this time, suppose we don't wander so far off
ついちょっ
track.
と行きたくなっちゃって。
Okay.
スタンリー君のとこどこ？あ、スタンリー君のとこ探す前に終わっちゃった。悲しいな。ところで、
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
8。
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
ジャンプさせてくれませんかね。ちょっと一回言う。あれ、パスワード入れるやつないな。あれ、あったりなかったりすんのかな。戻ってみるか。エンディングによって違ったりすんのかな。なんで429番はこんなでかい窓があるんだろう。監視対象ってこと？窓がない方が異常だけどさ。しゃあねえな。戻れなくなっちゃった。 取れなくなっちゃった。どうしよっかな。
When Stanley... Wait.
あ
Wait, what? No, no, I restarted. I swear I definitely
あ、
restarted
そ
the
っ
game
か。
over, completely fresh. Everything should
ま
be...
だ終わってないのか。
Oh, did something change? Stanley, did you change anything
あ、
when
何
we
も
were
書い
back
て
in
ない
that
です
room with
よ。
all the monitors?
書いて
Did
な
you
い。
move the story somewhere
そんな
or...
もの私には見えてないので。
Why am I asking you? I'm the one who wrote the
何の
story.
話してるんですよ
It was right
ね。
here just a minute ago. I
人
know
生
for
のことを
sure
ストー
that
リ
it's
ーとか
here
言っちゃうタイプか
somewhere.
もしれん。
Okay then, it's an adventure. Come, Stanley.
わーい。
Let's find
いっ
the
ぱいある。
story.
いっぱいあるぞ。どこにでも行けちゃう。なんだってできる。なんもねえ。何もねえよ。なんもねえよ。私、マッピング能力低いんだよ。ちょっとこういう広い部屋を渡されると困っちゃうんだ、私。ああ、なんか来た。
I'll say it. This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I can promise you there definitely was a story here before. Do we need to restart the game again? Well, I find it unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over and over again, but it's got to be better than this. Okay, let's give it a shot. Why
リ
not?
スタート。まだ全部探検してなかったのに。まだ全部探検してなかったのに戻ってき
All
ちゃっ
of his
た。
co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room.
じゃあパ
Perhaps he
ソ
had
コンだ
simply
け消
missed
し
a
ていこ
memo.
うね。パソコン。パソコン。よし。であ、
Okay, yep, it's worse.
なっ
I
ちゃ
might
っ
be
た。
remembering this wrong. It's possible the story is
開け
back where we
て
just came from.
壁紙を
Why
剥が
don't
し
we
たら
go
扉
back
があ
the
るとかな
other
いですか？
direction and see if we missed anything?
壁紙を、色の違う壁紙を剥がしたら扉があるとかさ、ありがちじゃない？ないそういうの。ないか。ダメか。行くか。パソコン消しに来ました。全部消えてますね。
Aha!
あ、なんか来
I
た。
knew we'd miss something. The story. Here it
もうおか
comes.
しいんだよな、この時点で。
No, wait. Never mind. Not the story. Okay, let's head back the other way and
Hi.
retrace our steps. Now this... Well, I'll be honest. I don't recognize this
ど
place at all.
こ？
Is this the story? I don't think so. I can't quite recall, but I believe my story took place in an office building.
そうですね。
Is that correct? Do you remember, Stanley? Well, do you know what? Since I've completely
その
forgotten what
辺
we
で
were
壁紙
supposed
破
to
く
be
か。
doing, how about this?
フリーホラーの。
You win! Congratulations!
わー
I
い。
know you put in a lot of hard work, and it really paid
や
off.
ったね。
So,
ありがとうご
good
ざいます。
job.
じゃあもう、
Oh,
報酬何？
no,
ちゃんと報
I
酬
don't
くれないと
feel
か
right
ちょっと思え
about
ないん
this
で
at
すけど。
all. We both know you
給
didn't
料
put
くれ
in
ませ
any
んか？
actual work for that win. Some people win fair and square, and this was not one of those situations. Okay? I'm getting weirded out by whatever this place is.
そんな
I
こと言
don't
われ
care
て
what
も。
might happen this time. I have to
そ
restart.
んなこと言われても。はい、やり。あ、
All right, I've got a solution. This time, to make sure we don't get lost, I've employed the help of the Stanley Parable Adventure Line.
黄色いライン
Just
が。
follow the line. How simple is that?
よいしょ。ちょっとよくわかんない。急に、
No, no, I'm done. We're leaving it up to the line from now on.
急に地面に線引かれてそこへついてってくださいって言われてもちょっと、しゃあねえな。しゃあねえな。これは講義のキーボード。こっち？あー、パソコンついてる。ソリティア？消せないんだけど。このソリティア硬いんだけど。これソリティアだっけ？なんか違くない？合ってるか？ ちょっと待って。
All right,
ソリティア。
I've got a solution. This time, to make sure we don't get lost, I've employed the help of the Stanley Parable Adventure Line. Just follow the line. How simple is that?
こ こいつ防御力が高い。仕方ねえな。今回は許してやろう。
You see? The line knows where the story is. It's over in this direction.
何のための
Onward, Stanley, to destiny. Though, here's a thought. Wouldn't wherever
何も
we
ない。
end up be our destination, even if there's no story there? Or to put it another way, is the story of no destination still a story? Simply by the act of moving forward, are we implying a journey such that a
戻ってきちゃっ
destination
た。
is inevitably conjured into being
意
via
味
the
わか
very
んねえよ。
manifestation of the nature of life itself? Okay, Stanley, I need to follow this train of thought for a minute. Just
なん
stick
か
with
哲
me.
学みたいなこと言い出した。
Now we can both agree that the nature of existence is in fact a byproduct of one's subjective experience of that existence, right? Okay. Now, if my experience of your existence
こっ
rests
ちのセリフだ
inside
よ。
of your subjective experience of this office, is this office in fact the
相
skeleton
対
of my
的経験
own
的精神
relative
的主体的
experiential
構
mental
成の骨格なの。
subjective construct?
ちょっと何言ってるかわかんない。
Hang on. That got a bit weird back there. Well, I'd like to apologize. Not sure where I was going with all that.
6番ちょっといい部屋でやってんな。
I think what we need right now is a bit of music to lighten the mood.
あー、うるせえ。うるせえうるせえうるせえ。もうちょっと予告してから大音量を流してくれないと。私はいいけど監視者たちの鼓膜がまあ私は保証対象外だと思う。あお耳テーキ。
Wait, cut the music, go back and look at that fern.
じゃあ
Stanley, this fern will be very important later in the story. Make sure you study it
ちょっとよくわかん
closely
ないです。
and remember it
シダ科
carefully.
の植物
You
に
won't
詳
want
し
to
くな
miss
いんで。
anything. Wait, what? We're back at the office? No. No,
戻ってきちゃった。
Line,
パソコン
you do know we're looking for the Stanley parable, right? The story? Is any of this
こ
ringing a
んなんだ
bell?
な。ついてるのないな。わあ。
Oh, no, not again, Line. How could you have done
戻って
this
きちゃ
to
った。
us? And after we trusted you, after everything we've been through, you... Oh, I can't take this anymore. To hell with it. Restart.
あれなんなんあれ何死んでるただいまオフィス。
You know what, Stanley?
Ah.
I say forget the adventure.
開けて
What's it ever done for us? We're
閉められる
intelligent
と開けて
people,
ほしくな
right?
るよね。
Why can't we make up our own story? Something exciting, daring, mysterious. Oh, this all sounds perfectly doable. Why don't we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction?
どこが開いたのどこあそこ
Now,
何もない。
yes, this is exciting. Just me and Stanley forging a new path, a new story. Well, it could be anything. What do you want our story to be? Go wild.
これ思考がぐるぐる回ってるだけでは。
Use your imagination. Whatever it might be, Stanley, I'm ready for it.
ちょっとそれを考えるのは私の仕事じゃないん
Oh,
です
no,
け
not
ど。
you again. Stanley, I'd also like to veto the line from having any role in our awesome new story.
お前が
No
連れて
lines
きた
or
んだろ。
monitor rooms. Just don't acknowledge it. We should be fine.
それ TM ってなんだお前が連れてきたんだからお前が責任持って勝ってください。
a choice. We get to make a decision. From here, the story is in our
また扉じゃん。
control. How important we mustn't squander the opportunity. In fact, I believe I need a minute to think here. Just walk in circles for a minute. Okay, so I know that each
酔っちゃうよ。
door has to lead somewhere, which means that somewhere
酔っ
at
ちゃ
the
うから
place
嫌だ
where
よ。
we're trying to go, there must be a reverse door that leads here.
立って待ってる方が
And
性
that
に合
in
ってるから。
turn means that our destination
原
corresponds
点のなる
with
逆の
that
反対の裏。
counter-inverted reverse door's origin. So starting from the
それ
right,
同じで
let
は
us ask, will taking the right door lead us to where we're going? And since the answer is clearly yes, then by all accounts, the door on the right is the correct one. Another victory for logic. Come,
早よ開
Stanley.
けろや。
Our destiny awaits.
長い工場はいいから早よ開けろや。あ、出た。
Oh, hold up, what's this? The confusion ending. You're telling me that's what this is? It's all one giant ending?
日本語にな
And
って
we're
んの面
supposed
白
to
いな。
restart the game eight times?
ちょっと動画で見たことがあるので知ってるんですけど、面白いな。
It's all determined? So now, according to the schedule, I restart again. Then what? Am I just supposed to forget?
ああ、前でちょっ
Well,
と。違
what if
う
I
違う違
don't
う。
want to forget? My mind goes blank simply because it's written here on this thing.
どっちを選
Wall.
んでも一緒だったね。
Well, who consulted me? Why don't I get to decide? Why don't I get a say in all of this? Is it really? No, it can't be. I don't want it to be. I don't want the game to keep restarting. I don't want to forget what's going on. I don't want to be trapped like this.
で
I
もあな
won't
たも一緒に
restart the
物
game. I
語を作るみたい
won't
なこ
do
と言っ
it.
たん
I
だから
won't
ね。
do it.
責
I
任を持ってもらっ
won't
て。
do it. And the timer stopped? Does that mean, did we do it? Did we break the
壊しちゃった。
cycle? The, whatever it is that made this schedule? How would we even know? Will someone come for
ちょ
us?
っとモニター壊すのはやめてもらっていいですか。
So,
電源を落とすぐらいにしてもらって。
I guess now we just wait. You know, I suppose in some way that this is a kind of story. Wouldn't you agree? I'm not quite sure if we're in the
配信において待ちの時
destination
間
or
を
the journey.
作りたくないん
They're
ですけど。
always saying that life is about the journey and not the destination. So I hope that's where we are right now. We'll find out, won't we? Eventually. Well, in the meantime, if you...
ああ。ちょっとびっくりするから起きようってやめてください。ただいま。
Stanley had never seen the office this brightly lit. Was it a sign of something? He hoped
明るい
it
か
was. He hoped very much
あんまり
that
わ
it
かんないんだ
was.
よ。これか。じゃあいつも通りモニターを消してびっくりした。鼓膜壊れちゃっ
When
た。
Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
さっきなんかな。同じく物語を作っていくものとして無責任な発言が見られ
This
たの
was
でちょっ
not
と
the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. The lounge was sublime, a work of
じゃ
art.
あさよなら。
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
知らない。
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he
でもこれ
wasn't
どう
5
すんだろ
years
う。
ago.
これジャンプできないよな。ジャンプできないよな。行くしかないか。
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing in your
いや、
trust
ここ
in
で降りれ
someone
るか。
else can be difficult.
降りれる
But
か。
the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's some... Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you
いける
have
じゃん。
zero consideration for
他人
others?
の思
Are
いや
you
りとかする
that
だろ。
convinced that I want something bad to happen
い
to
ける
you?
じゃ
Why,
ん。
I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do
なん
want
だ。
to help you, to show you
簡単なこと
something
じゃないか。
beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance. Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
ちょっとなんか難しい小難しいこと言って丸め込んで
Perhaps you
あ
misunderstood. Stanley walked
Stanley
through the red
こうとする人はちょっとあ
door.
んま好きじゃないです。
I still don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley
ある
walked
じゃ
through
ん。
the red. All right, fine. Go ahead, Stanley. You want to know
だったね。
so badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well,
自分で
don't
選
let
択しないと
me
楽しく
stop
ない
you.
よね。
You see? There's
あ、
nothing here.
何もない。
I haven't even finished building this section of the map because you were never supposed to be here in the first place. Broken rooms, exposed developer textures. Is this what you had wanted? Was it worth ruining the entire story I had written out
何もないにしてし
specifically
まっ
for
た。
you? Do you not think I put a lot of time into that? Because I did.
だってかけた
And in
し。
the end, it was all for nothing. Because this is what you wanted to see.
ちょっと
Help
もう
me
ちょっ
here,
とね、
Stanley.
完
Help
璧に誘導
elucidate
して
these
くれないと。
strange and unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game better? What did you want to see? Vehicles? Skill trees? Work with me. You've given me absolutely nothing so far. Tell you what. Let me take a stab in the dark at a new design, and you can give me some feedback. There we go. A third option. This already feels leaps ahead of where we were before. Go ahead, Stanley. Take it for a spin.
青い扉を用意しなくてよかったのでは。さっき左に行けって言いましたよね。
Okay, I'm going to stop you there.
あれ
Now, tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices? Feel free to be honest. I'm
ちょ
looking
っと
for some
私一
real
人の意見
critical
で決めるのは
feedback
良く
here.
ないと思うので。
Oh, of course. A 3. Really?
どちらでもない。
Maybe next time we can get you to form an actual opinion, you know?
どちらで
Any
もないっ
level
て
of
選びがちじゃな
critical
いですか。
thinking or engagement with your surroundings? Does that sound good? Think we can do that? Yes? Wonderful.
でもこれあれか。
Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version. And to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one. Let's take a look.
ワールドワイドリードボード。イントータル。This is you. ランキング。Why not ask some friends for help? なんで聞かなかったの？いや、おらんし。スタンリー君友達いないから。私は友達いるけど、スタンリー君友達いないから。行くか。
Now, would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors? Again, honest answers, please.
普通ぐらいじゃないですか。
I nearly forgot. I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working on, and now would be a lovely opportunity to give it some playtesting. You wouldn't mind taking a look at it, would you? Perfect. Let me boot it up.
サイズなのか。
In this game, the baby crawls left towards danger. You click the button to move him back to the right, and if he reaches the fire, you fail.
や
It's a
る？
very
今から
meaningful
4時間。
game, all about the desperation and tedium of endlessly confronting the demands of family life. I think the art world will really take notice. But of course, the message of the game only becomes clear once you've been playing it for about 4 hours. So why don't you give it 4 hours of play to make sure it's effective? Be sure to keep notes on your experience. あまりに悪趣味じゃない、そもそもこれゲームとして。こうはならんやろ。まあ私が腰壊すんでやらないんですけど。 You heartless bastard. Did you do
私が
it
腰
because you
壊したんで
think
やらないんです
babies
け
or
ど。
purely to spite me? Because if it's the latter, well, I don't know what to do. I'm completely
夏
out of
休みの配信
ideas.
枠12
I
時間まで
can't
いけちまう
think
ん
of
だ。
a single
4
thing
回、
that
4
might
回じゃない、
improve
3
the
回分いけるっ
experience
てこ
from
と。
you. I'm not even going to try. I'm out. I'm out. I'm done. It's over.
真っ暗に
Thank
なっ
you
ちゃ
for
った。
playing. Your input was extremely valuable.
思ったよりやかま
hey,
しかっ
since
た
my
ね。
game was so awful, why don't we play someone else's game just to ease the pain? Let's see. What do we
出た。
have here? Yes, this seems
暗
like
い
it'll
よ
work. Let's give it a
明かりが
shot.
欲しい。ちょっと配信的に真っ暗、ちょっと勘弁してほしい。何これ。
What do you think this game is about, Stanley? What's our backstory? What is our motivation?
何これ。
Well, it seems obvious to me that you are meant to play as a creepy man spying on innocent civilians below you from up high in your creep tower, perhaps for some sort of twisted erotic purpose.
何これ。
Yes, that must be it.
私が思ってたのと違う。
What a fascinating venture into the experience of total mental depravity. So far, I love everything about this game, Stanley. And it seems there's even more. Come, let's venture outward and see what else is out there.
これ何？私さ、なんとかクラフトみたいなやつが来ると思ってたんだけど、私が知ってるのはなんとかクラフトなんだけどさ、何これ？ 正式販売するにあたって使えなくてこうなったの。あ、そっちから降りるんかい。しゃあねえな。よいしょ。
Oh no. No, 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 it can't be.
これ何？
It is.
ここどこ？
It's an open world game. Good God, quickly block it off.
あ、閉じられちゃった。
Thank goodness, Stanley. What a close call. You nearly wandered off into that thing. That big open, just wandering around, no right or wrong directions.
オープンワールドゲーム嫌いなんか。
You can just go in any. Oh, thank heavens we avoided it.
出してください。
Woods now, Stanley. Okay, I'm going to get us out of here. Let's find another game. Preferably something with walls.
何か壁があるの？なんかいい感じに大きくて乗り越えられない壁があるやつ。物理的に。
Okay, I think this will be just the thing.
引っかかっちゃった。これ何だったんだ？なんか分かる人教えてください。あ？
Wonderful.
これ
See, this is exactly what I had in mind.
は
Just a nice big
車の
box
サ
for
ッ
you
カー
to
ゲームで
run
は。
in. There isn't any possibility that you could get lost here. Now this
なん
is
だっけ？
game design.
ロケッ
Stanley,
ト
if you manage
な
to
ん
get
とか
lost
で
in
は。
this game, I will be phenomenally impressed.
なんとかリーグってやつでは。車をください、じゃあ。
Okay, so what exactly do we do here? Let's see. There are lots of cars here in the
なんと
back,
か
but
リーグっ
obviously
てやつ
there's
だ
no
よ。
racetrack. Okay, I'm seeing that there's a ball of some kind back here. Is this game sports ball? Stanley, I think it's sports ball. Oh, what fun.
サッカ
We
ーの
shall
こと言う
run
の
the
か？
bases and do a touchdown together.
走れないんですけど。
I think surely we must. Okay, Stanley, here's the ball. Have fun.
うわあ、でけえ。コール・オブ・ザ・ワイルド。わかんないゲームだな。ボールがでかい。車仕様なのでボールがでかいです、ナレタさん。ちょっと人間には難しいです。速度出る？え？
Are you
め
doing
っちゃ
it?
速くなる。
Are you winning? Is this fun? Is it better than my miserable little story that I worked so hard on?
あ
Hold on. What are you doing?
ー、落ちれちゃった。あーった。
Stanley, don't do that. I can't follow you there. I can't help you. How will you write a story without me? You can't do it. You know that. Stanley, come back.
おー、Play your rate your experience。あ、落ちちゃった。これが深淵。ん？あ、空言さんもこんばんは。こんつなです。ここどこ？迷子になっちゃった。スタンリー君迷子になっちゃった。なんか、見覚えのある作りはしてるけど。何、天変地異でも起きた。あ、ただいまオフィス。あ？なんか違うな。あ？あ？どこだここ。あ。
I wonder what he found. If what he wanted was to be the leading man in his own story, well, perhaps he's gotten it. Down in wherever he is right now.
行方不明
I
度。
wonder if he's happy with his choice, and if he's learned the heavy cost that comes with it. He'll understand soon what I was trying to tell him.
ヤンデ
He
レの
needs me. Someone who will wrap everything up at the
ヤ
end to make sense out of the chaos and the fear and the confusion. That's who I am.
めちゃめちゃ
That
執
is what
着
I
してくるじゃ
mean
ん。
to this world. Oh,
いい人見
yes.
つけな。
Yes, I'll be back. There's no other way. Once this ends, after it all comes to a close,
え、世界救い
then
に
I'll
行っ
be
てる
back. The end will be here soon. Very soon. I can wait.
え、あ、え、困っちゃった。あ、ただいま。え？
Stanley decided to go to the meeting
あれ、
room
終わっ
to
た
check
これ、
on
も
his
しかして。
co-workers. He never functioned well by himself and constantly needed support and guidance from others. So the thought of total solitude was terrifying
え、
to him.
どこが一周かわかんないから。ああ。
Oh,
ニュ
new
ーコンテン
content? What does that mean? New
ニュ
content?
ーコンテンツ。え、行ってみよう。何これえ、何え、運ばれていっちゃった。え、怖っ。あ、動けない。
Hello, and thank you for playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
こちらこそありがとうございます。
As you may know, the Stanley Parable was a video game
そうなんです
released
ね。
in 2013 on home computers.
そんな前なんですね。もう10年、10年
After receiving critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the game for consoles and home computers.
はい。
The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting new content that broadens and
注射で
expands the
表
world
現し
of
たこ
the
とない。
Stanley Parable, delighting audiences the world over.
ほう。
Please step inside and
安
see
っ
what
ぽ
thrilling new
い。
adventures await in the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Oh, well, this sounds delightful. I'm very
めっちゃ
excited
ワ
to
クワ
see
ク
the
して
thrilling new
バカになるのやめて
Ultra
くんねえかな、急
Deluxe
に。
content.
はあ。じゃあ。
Okay, so far it's an elevator. Nothing special yet, but I'm sure it's just the beginning of a mesmerizing adventure.
ええ
Is it broken? What's going on here? Should we be moving somewhere? Oh, there we go.
安っぽかっただろう。
All right,
あ、動い
finally,
た。
at
びっく
long
りした。
last, it's on to the new content. I've never been more ready. Let's do it.
いやー、すごそうだな。こんなボロボロの。いやー、味があるな。
I have to say, initial impressions of Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, mostly tedious. It's as if Oh, okay. Let's see the content. Give me the content, Stanley.
あ、こっち向こう側来るのかと思った。
All right. All
Jump
right, let's
circle.
see. It's the jump circle.
あ、ジャンプできるようになった。あ、え、サークルの中でしかジャンプできない。残りジャンプほう。これ消費したらまずいやつ？ちょっと大事にしとこう。
Is that it? Surely that's not all the new content. There has to be something else, right? Goodness. Another elevator. Stanley, I have to say, initial impressions of this game are not positive. It's just elevators and jumping. Is this one part for exciting new content? If this is new content, then I could just read you the whole dictionary. There's 20 hours of new content right there. I could count to 30 trillion. You could put that on the box. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, now with over 1,000 hours of new content. And oh, wait. There's more. Very good. Yes. I knew there had to be something else. Let's see it. I'm ready for whatever it is.
行ってみようじゃん。Thank you for enjoying the new content.
Oh, you've got to be kidding me. You see, Stanley? This is what happens when greedy video game developers with no respect for their fan base rush a cheap expansion to market for no reason other than to make an easy dollar. And don't get me started on the level of craftsmanship that's gone into it. In fact, I'm looking right now at the game's achievements, and it's hard to believe one of them actually says, "Test achievement, please ignore." What quality assurance department signed off on this? I'm infuriated and I'm offended, and I intend to find these people on Twitter and hold them personally accountable. It's my fault, Stanley. I built up too much anticipation around the new content, I'm afraid. It could never have lived up to such expectations. If you're still with me, why don't we just reset the game, and we'll try to get back to what the Stanley Parable is really about. No frills, no gimmicks, just you and me.
楽しいか？いや、ゲームは楽しいけど別に、おめえと一緒にいるのが楽しいとは一回も言ったことがないというか。 えええ絵になっちゃった。えどこ
Stanley, come over here. In the vent. I want to show you something.
え、何また降りるんかい。スタンリー君定期的に足元なくなってる。足場がなくなってる、文字通り。地面に立っていられなくなってる。
Okay, you remember how cheap and unsatisfying the new Ultra Deluxe content turned out to be? Well, it got me thinking about the past and how much better the Stanley Parable used to be.
いや別に
So
追加
I
された
made
だけなんだか
something
ら、スタンリーは
special
別にいいもの
and
だろ。
tucked it away here where the game's developers won't
世
find
界観
it.
変わっちゃった。
Just our little secret.
世界観変わっちゃった。
I call it the Memory Zone. It's where I've been storing all my favorite memories so I can relive the peak experiences of my life whenever I want. Experiences like the launch of the Stanley Parable on PC.
これ。
You see, Stanley, doesn't the Memory Zone remind you of how wonderful Stanley Parable was before it was sullied with a cheap re-release? Remember back in October of 2013 when the game originally
いや、
launched?
全然知らな
Back
い。
then, video games had integrity. Back then, it all meant something.
全然知らない。申し訳ないんだけど、全然知らない。デモンストレーション。え何この。何こののんびり農業ライフみたいな世界観は。
And over here is where I keep reviews of the Stanley Parable. Like this stunning triumph of games journalism. 10 out of 10
過去
from
の栄光めっちゃ大事にしてるじゃん。
Destructoid.com. James Stephanie Sterling writes, and I quote, "Where so many games that aspire to be more than games end up less than any form of art. Stanley Parable strives and then succeeds to be every game
めちゃ
ever
めちゃ過去
created."
の栄光とか大事にするタイプじゃん。
Every game
スタン
ever
リーパラブルウルトラデラック
created.
ス
That's
大事
how
にしろよ。
grand and all-encompassing the original
ウルトラ
Stanley
デラックスだっ
Parable
てスタンリーパラブルを包
was.
括
It
してん
was
だろ。
literally every game ever created. It was Skyrim.
スカ
It
イ
was
リムだ。
Persona
さすが
3. It was
めちゃ
all
め
of
ちゃ
them.
他の
And
ゲームの名
now
前出すじゃん。
it's nothing. It's no games at all. It isn't even the Stanley Parable anymore. It's just a husk
FM
now. A lifeless husk with an hour of new elevator content.
あ、いた。メモリーゾーンメンテナンス。記憶のメンテナンスってなんすか。
Here's another moving
めっ
passage.
ちゃ大
This
事に
time
飾っ
from
て。
GameSpot.com. The Stanley Parable is both a richly stimulating commentary on the nature of choice in games and one that offers some of the most enjoyable, surprising, and rewarding choices I've ever been confronted with in a game. 9 out of 10. Don't you get it, Stanley? The game was perfect. It didn't need anything else. It didn't need new content. It just needed to be left alone. To spend the rest of time collecting dust in the hallowed hall of beloved video game memories.
過去にすがって先に進まないってことっすか。それはちょっと良くないと思うんですよ。
These were simpler times, Stanley. But I wouldn't give to go back to have it all over again. Wait, hang on. I don't recall this part of the memory zone before. What's this? What's down here? Oh,
世界観変わってきたな。
God, no. Stanley, it's a collection of reviews
オンラインゲー
from
ム配信の Steam
Steam,
の販売
the
レビュー集で
online
すよ。
video game distributor. I haven't looked at these in years. I can't even imagine what's been collecting down here. Surely these reviews were glowing as well,
絶賛
weren't
してた
they?
よね。そうなんすか。あ、
Honestly, I could not be bothered to play this game to full completion. The narrator is obnoxious
ナレー
and
ターが深いで面白くない
unfunny, with his humor and dialogue
ユーモア
proving
付き
to
が
be
面白い
more
というより
irritating
腹
than
立たしかった。
entertaining.
面白
Unfunny?
くない
I'm not trying to be funny. I'm trying to make a serious work of art. I suppose I could write up a handful of gags to insert into the Stanley Parable, but the game is already such a densely layered web of profound philosophical insights that I can't even
スチー
imagine
ム
where
のあ
I'd
れ
have
だ
the room to stick
コ
them.
ンテナだこれ。 なるほどね、これ全部レビューなのか。おもろ。本当になんでジャンクヤードに入ってるんですか。それほどゴミだって言いたいんですか。あ、あるじゃん、でもいいやつ。あ、悪いやつしか見えてない。
While the idea for the game is good, for someone who prefers non-linear games, this preachiness gets annoying fast.
説教臭くはあるよな。
Stanley, I'm not
いや、
preachy,
説
am
教
I?
臭いだろ。
You can tell me if I'm preachy. Honestly, you can. Oh goodness.
説教
This is
臭いよ。
actually quite shocking for me. I always,
もう
well,
ちょっと
to
普
be
通に
honest,
喋れ
I
るの
had
か。
always thought of the game's dialogue
そういう
as
のが
being
説
rather
教臭いって言ってるんだ
terse
よ。
to begin with. You can't know how much fluff I cut from the game to get it to feel as light and airy as it... Well, I always thought it did. But maybe it wasn't. Oh dear. What an awful memory to have to hold on to.
ああ、もう自分に自信が持てなくなっちゃってる。
Otherwise unimpeachable track record.
いや、おてんでも批評も大事な意見。
Like a failure. Like I let these people down. Perhaps the Stanley parable isn't quite as sterling as I always remembered.
自信なくしちゃったよ。
What's this one got to say? You constantly have to stop doing anything so the narrator can catch up with his long-winded explanations of what's happening. I wish there was a skip button.
なんか否定はできんな。
A skip button? Well, yes. Yes, I think we can do that. If I'm
喋り
truly
を
too
聞くために
preachy, then maybe
喋れな
letting
くな
you
って
skip
る
ahead
時
for
ある
just
から
a
な。
moment. Surely it couldn't hurt. Not if it means we can strike these negative reviews from the record. Only positive reviews of the Stanley parable. That's my motto today, and it's always been my
いや、
motto.
批評も受け入れるところは大事だと思いますよ。
Yes, a skip button
あ
we
あ、
shall
受け入れ
have.
てる。導入しようとしてる。
And here it is. Go ahead and give it a shot.
飛ばせちゃった。
You see, you were only frozen in time for a few minutes, but it was plenty of time for me to deliver a long, rambling monologue.
押せない。あ、押せた。
Well, there, sport. You really did catch me rambling on a bit, didn't you?
長ったらしいって分かってるんだったら。
The minute I start to go off on a thoughtless display of self-absorption. Okay, welcome back, Stanley. Now, I should say that the amount of
めっちゃ
time
飛
the
んだ
button
今。
has been skipping through
1
is
時間ぐらい飛ば
becoming
なかった。
longer and longer. That last one was, well, I want to say maybe
あ、そんぐらいか。
30, 45 minutes. Stanley, please don't push the button again. It's been 12 hours.
12時間
You've
喋っ
just
てたん
been
すか。
frozen there. I don't know why the skips are getting longer, but they're... Oh,
あ、
Stanley,
ただいま。
you're back. You're back.
で、
Oh my
電
goodness.
球切れちゃ
I
った。
have someone to talk to again.
あれ
Stanley, I think it's been a week. Or 2 weeks.
あ、暗。でもボタンくんは光ってくれるから。あ、
Hello, it's you.
ハロ
You're here
ー。
again. Welcome.
ただいま。
I have had time to think about you and about our...
ちょっとあんまり長い話をされると困っちゃうからさ。あれ死んだ？お？なんか光ってる。届かない。
But they didn't understand the game was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point. It was meant to speak to the human condition. But where are the jokes? Where are the jokes? They bemoaned, they screamed, they gnashed their teeth and said, entered.
何の話してるか分かんないから飛ばすね。ごめんね。何の話してるか分かったらちょっと聞こうかなって思うんだけどさ。ちょっと話に脈絡がないとさ、分かんなくてさ。
The end is never the end, is never the end, is never the
壊れ
end,
ちゃっ
is
た。
never the end, is 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 never the end.
壊れちゃった。怖いから飛ばすね。あ、壊れちゃった。物理的に壊れちゃった。あれ？どうしようかな。でも出れないし。あ、光は差している。もうちょっとしたら外出れそうっすね。じゃあもうちょっと飛ばそうか。あ、出れねえ。緑が芽生えた。生命が。 いや、これで寂しくないね。よいしょ。あれ生命が死んじゃった。あれあんなに緑が豊かで綺麗だったのに。なんかの声がする。怖い。数ヶ月かなこれ。もう、年単位で経ってるけど、多分。あ、開いてる。めっちゃ空綺麗。あ、埋まってる。埋まってる。埋まっちゃった。砂漠になってる。何もなくなっている。でも人間の体でさ、ここまで地球がどうなるか見れるって得じゃない？飛ばすだけで。スキップボタンくん動く？あ、もうダメだ。ボタンも壊れちゃった。仕方ない。歩くか。あ。あ。終わった？
All of his co-workers
ああ、お
were
かえりナ
gone.
レーターさん。
What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
これはもう普通にあれかな？次のが始まる感じかな？あ？なんだ？
Oh, good. You noticed my sign. Yes, I have something very exciting to show you.
なんだキリがいいからそろそろ終わるかなって言おうと思ったら、なんかめちゃめちゃ自己主張の激しいサインくんがいたから、つい突っ込んでしまったんだけど。ほう。なんすか。
You see, Stanley, I've been reflecting on the Stanley parable and about how roundly disappointing this ultra-deluxe version has turned out to be. The original Stanley parable was a landmark, and any new content for it should live up to that legacy. So forget this ultra-deluxe nonsense. I say we take it one step even further. Which is why I'm very proud to announce for the first time ever, the Stanley Parable 2.
え
Yes, you see, isn't this far superior to a measly re-release with a few minor additions? Think of all the new territory we'll cover with a fully-fledged sequel. An entirely new experience, built from the ground up. Why, there are so many possibilities. It could go in so many different directions. This is what fans have truly been asking for.
綺麗オフィス。何 ?2013 年からオフィスの雰囲気もアップデートされたってこと？めっちゃ綺麗じゃん。めっちゃおしゃれ。私こういう雰囲気の部屋好きだよ。なんだこの作りかけのスライドショー。あ、これロゴのあれか。案か。どれがいいって話か。あ、ごめん、聞いてなかった。って名前いいよねって話。
Now to be clear, I haven't quite nailed down what exactly the Stanley Parable 2 is going to be, but let's take a look at some of the features I've been developing for it. I figure that if I can loosely organize a handful of interesting concepts, that surely the game will sort of naturally spring up around them. It'll all work itself out. Game development is much more of a fuzzy magic than anything scientific or logical, really.
クソ雑魚英語が出てしまった。めっちゃザ・スタンリー・パラブル2を押すじゃん。The button that says the name of the player that is playing the game.
For the Stanley Parable 2, I asked myself, what do players really want? And of course, the first and most obvious answer is that they want to be individually recognized and validated as people. So with that in mind, my first addition to the game is this button which speaks... Sorry, I should have clarified. Right now, the button only says the name Jim. But of course, in the final game, this button will say your name, whatever name that is. Here, let's have you role play as Jim to really simulate the full experience of this feature. Just play along. I promise you'll love it. Okay, here we go. Let's take a deep breath, clear your mind, forget whoever you are, and simply become a person named Jim. I want you to imagine yourself living as Jim, sleeping and waking as Jim. Jim. Whoa, hold on. I wasn't finished setting up the backstory. If you don't properly roleplay as Jim, then you'll never understand the impact of this button. Otherwise, it's just a stupid button that says somebody else's name. Okay, we're doing it again, and this time let me finish first. Now, allow yourself to become Jim. Imagine yourself driving... All right, fine, whatever. It's just a meaningless button that says Jim. Are you happy now? Get out of here. I'm done with this button. Why don't you go humiliate me in front of a different feature that I worked very hard on?
すぐ怒るじゃん。そういうところが Steam のレビューで書かれるんだぞ。
Maybe I'll only let people named Jim play the Stanley Parable too. They would appreciate what I've created here.
インシュアランスバケット。ほう。何それ。
A common complaint of the Stanley Parable was that it was confusing and paradoxical, that it engendered a chaotic sense of reckless despair in those who played it. Well, I'm happy to say that after much consideration, I've engineered a clever solution to this fundamental problem with the game. It's the Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket. You see, Stanley, anytime you're holding the bucket, a sense of calm and ease will fill your mind and your heart. It's true. As long as you hold onto the bucket, the many disorienting contradictions of the Stanley Parable will feel perfectly normal and perhaps even comforting. You may even come to long for the gentle embrace of jarring cognitive dissonance while the bucket is in your arms. And to be honest, it's a much more convenient solution for me than actually redesigning the game to be less uncomfortable. Can you imagine what a pain in the ass that would be? Yes, the bucket is the perfect solution. Come on, give it a try.
バケツ持った。
Can you feel it? The glow of comfort, even in the face of crushing despair, must already be sweeping through your body. And in fact, can I say that I do believe the bucket lends you an air of charisma as well? I think that just holding it has made you the slightest bit more attractive as a person. The benefits of the bucket seem to go on and on, don't they? All this and more await you in the Stanley Parable too.
バケツ邪魔なんやが。
Does anyone give out awards for most enjoyable bucket in a video game? That really should be an award if it isn't already.
オフィスデコレーション。このバケツインク入んないの。必須にしようぜ。
I'll be honest, I haven't yet decided on this one. I think that in the new version, the office could use a bit of decoration, like balloons. But I'm undecided on get well someday and happy 12th birthday. Which would you go with?
いや、どっちも嬉しくないけど。あ、こっち？ああ。じゃあ、こっち。
You know, sometimes when you solicit another person's opinion, it makes you realize that you knew which one you actually really wanted all along. Happy 12th birthday, step-niece, it is. Or actually, maybe I should have gone with... No, I've made my decision, we're moving on.
腹立つな。あ、ただいま。ニュープラスイージーアチーブメント。腹立つな。欲しいものよこせよ、ちゃんと。欲しいっつってんだろ。
Now here's something special. You remember that broken test achievement that got left in the game on accident? Well, I'm developing a technology to simply give you the achievement. Yes, you see, you'll come to this lever. Okay, perhaps I should have clarified. This is technology that will exist. Right now, the achievement is still fully broken. I'm not a wizard, Stanley, but I guarantee it will be fixed in the sequel to at last satisfy the hordes of ravenous fans all over the world who have been uproariously demanding this feature. Gamers,
もうダメだ。ただただ淡々とゲームをプレイするだけになっちゃう。
and I promise it will happen.
ダメじゃん。実装してからやれよ、そういうのはさ。帰るか。で、あと何があるんですか？
What other exhibits haven't we seen yet?
何見てない？類似席、無限の穴。え無限に落ちれるって話ですか？オープニング本。お
Stanley, here's an idea that I'm truly fond of. It's never been done before in a
これ
video
帰ってこれな
game.
くない？
This is in fact a hole that you can fall down forever. That's right. Infinite
おー、
falling.
行くか。
You can fall until the end of time if you like. A stunning leap forward for video games. You see, isn't it wonderful? One of my more ingenious concoctions, if I do say so.
これ何のためにあるん
Since
だ
you've
よ。
gotten to see the infinite hole, you can press the teleport button
Teleport
to pop
button.
back up to the top, and we can continue onward. Great. Now,
帰ってきた。
I'm very excited to show you even more of my ideas for the sequel.
普通にこのままね、怖い穴だよ。テレポートボタンがなかったら死んじゃうよ。テレポートボタンってなんだよ。さも当然のことのようにやってるけど、テレポートボタンってなんだよ。バケツ邪魔なんだけど。コレクターズアイテム。あ、
Collectibles.
で
Now
急に和
it's a
風にな
real
るじゃん。
video game. In the Stanley Parable 2, you'll run around
Miniature
gathering up these
Stanley
miniature
figure.
Stanley figurines. And what's truly innovative
あ、なん
is
か
that
見え
there
てき
will
た。
be no reward for
全
collecting
部集め
all
た
of
ところで
them.
報酬がな
I
い。
don't want to
よくない
stifle
と
the
思う。
intrinsic joy of watching a number go up. You simply collect all of them, and then you move the hell on with your
キモ。
unremarkable life.
キュゲーム性が違うよ。ゲーム性が違
God,
う
it really
よ。
is the worst when you collect everything in a video game and then they give you a big fancy reward for it. Absolutely.
豪華な報酬は欲
tragic.
しいだろう。入るか。何のために集めてるかって、まあ実績のためって人もいるけどさ。あ、ジャンプサークルまたあんの？N がジャンプサークル。ここ？あ、ここ。あと30回じゃん。
You know
消
what,
費されてる。
Stanley? I actually think the jump circle was a pretty good idea. I'd like to hang on to that for the sequel.
じゃあ20まで減らしてからいくか。よし。満足。なんで36回なんだ？なんか2の倍数とかさ、せめて。100とかさ、もうちょっとキリのいい数字にするとかなんかあったじゃん。
All right. Have you seen everything you wanted to? Ready to move on now?
はあ。はあ
So, Stanley, what do you think? Do you like all of the new features? Yes, I know it's not exactly clear yet how exactly these features will come together as one single coherent
本当だ
video
よ。何
game.
が
But
どうなって一個
I
の
can
ゲームに
feel
な
it
る
in
の
my soul. It's going to work.
バ
There's
ケツ捨てさせて
definitely
く
a
んねえ
good
か？
game in there somewhere. Say, let's do an experiment. I'll arrange these new features together, and we'll see whether or not it coheres into a meaningful gameplay experience. Okay. Are you ready? Here it is. I give you The Stanley Parable 2. Well, I mean, there's potential here, right? It's
何
sort
を
of...
見せられて
Okay,
る
never
んだ
mind. Hold on. Let me do a different arrangement. Okay, yes.
何を
This is
私たちは
much
見せられ
better.
てい
I
るんで
feel
しょうか
good
今
about this. Here we go. Version 2. Who am I
何
kidding,
を見せられ
Stanley? This isn't a coherent video game at all. It's a lot of gags. And I do very much enjoy creating gags, but they don't add up to anything. I wanted more than anything to create a sequel that would capture all the magic of the first game. I wanted fans to love it. No matter how good these gags are, they won't stand on their own.
悪
They
ふざ
would
けの
need
産
the
物
structure and the gameplay of the
Yeah, nah.
original. Wait, maybe that's it. I can take the original Stanley Parable and simply, well, insert a few of my new features into it. Tastefully, of course. With respect. With care for the vision and integrity of the original game. Would it possibly work? I suppose it could. But it would need a really, really tremendous title screen. A title screen that says with bold and uncompromising conviction, "This is the Stanley Parable 2." Let me see if I can whip something up.
なんかちゃっちゃと作ってみる。もうダメだよ絶対。
Go ahead. Take a look.
時間をかけないといいものは作れねえんだよ。スターリーパラブル2になっちゃった。トカバグみたいだな。これどうなんの？なんか急にカーソル表示されるようになっちゃったし。これ終了してデスクトップに行ったらさ、元に戻っちゃうのかな。でも時間的にちょうどいいから私ここで終わりてえんだ。終わるか。普通に先が気になるけど、続きをやるのは今度にしよう。終わるか。ということで今日はここまでで、またどっかで続きをやろうと思います。なんかいろいろ増えてるのかわかんないけど面白いね。どうなるの？なんかナレーションくんが喋ってくれてるので私が喋らなくていいって楽ですね。喋るタイミングがないとも言うんですけど。ということでじゃあ今日はこの辺りで終わろうと思います。皆様配信ご視聴いただきありがとうございました。また次の配信でお会いいたしましょう。それではお疲れ様でした。バイバーイ。扉が開いた。